so we came out of a tough run of fixtures with some great results. We won't get a harder bunch of fixtures than this, so this is really promising. And potential future chosen one Soulage was starting to get a bit of game time. Winning 6 out of 7 meant we rose up to 3rd position in Serie B, and without doubt our best chance of getting promoted is to stay up here because the playoff situation is so tough. We've done all this being stubborn and sticking with the 3 at the back. I keep saying I'm going to change it, but I haven't. I've just made slight tweaks, and here is number 2. This is where we go a little bit wider, focusing play down each side. So at no point would I say this tactic either version is a game breaker, but what it does do is it gives us a bit of license to change things during matches to help us out. In our next match with Naba Menza grabbing a winner, it actually shot us up to 2nd in the league. Always looking rosy, but we had this hanging over our head constantly. It's now in double figures. Yikes. And then new arch rival Thomas Lech seized his opportunity, coming in with a paltry bid for Marco Moretti of 1.9 million. We are not accepting that. He's been the brightest spark for us over the seasons. So I quickly rejected that offer and stupidly promised him promotion to Serie A, otherwise I would sell him. I mean, I panicked. And it looks like Roma are not going away. One of the bright spots about this season has been goalkeeper Perizan. Remember, he got all those clean sheets for his former club. He's doing the same for us this season, including this against Foggia. He's been a great signing. Alongside his experience, he's now kept 10 clean sheets, helping us have one of the best defensive records in the league. And then, hold up. Now that looks a little bit different, doesn't it? You might notice the board looks a little bit different, with Fidel Usai coming in and Paulo has gone. That's right, we finally got taken over. It has been completed. Although it's not a massive dream takeover, as there are no plans to provide the club with any huge investment, but at least they have cleared the club debts. And warming to the fans even more, there's 7 ties with rivals Juventus. So perfect, right? We have finally sorted our finances out. But if you have a look closer at the team, I tried to sort it out myself. Literally 1 week before the takeover. This can't be good, can it? Transfers out 2.1 million. Who's left us? That's right, I cashed in on Juan Cruz Guason. Foggia came in with a bid of 1.9 million. In the financial situation at the time, I had to take it and I've lost my best defender. We signed him for a free. He only had a year left of his contract, so I thought it was a good move. And then we got the takeover, so I could have kept him. But that was a blow, but you may notice that it's the 13th of February. And if we go to our transfers in section, for the first time ever, we've actually spent some money. £88,000, and we brought in a couple of players in January to help our promotion push. The £88,000 we did spend was on Axel Orlando. One for the future. Where would you play him? To me, he looks like a striker. Also coming in from Argentina was this deadline day signing of Maximo Parejo, who looks like, to me, with a bit of work, a really attacking wing-back. Free transfer, his club Atletico Huracan, will be absolutely raging. To provide backup in central defence was Tibor Delphis, who came from French football on a free transfer again. And the one signing I was really happy about was deadline day signing of Roberto Capone. Now he's a right back. I didn't have time to sign him permanently, but I have got him coming permanently at the end of the season, only for 60,000. So we made some moves. We haven't spent a lot of money. He will be a star boy, I think. He will be a star boy. His physicals are all in check. He's 18-year-old. I just wish that we were providing players like that from our own youth team, because our youth intake this year is again dreadful. We started so well, didn't we, with our youth candidates and Moretti coming through, but since then it's just been worse and worse, and this season is the worst yet. I don't expect any players to come from that intake, so we're looking back at last year's intake, and Christian Monterosso is the one I'm looking at. He seems to be rising up, and there's a lot of big progress coming from him. So when Guason was with us, we rose as high as 2nd. When he left us, well, I believe the term is the wheels came off. So we cashed in on Guason here when we were absolutely flying, and you can see the run we've been on ever since he left us. We've dropped to 6th, and what is worrying me a bit is, remember, it's a top 8 in the playoffs, and we're only 3 points ahead of 10th place Medina. And to be honest, we felt the loss of Guason way more than I expected. As it stands, we are crawling on our hands and knees just to get to the playoffs. I was eyeing up automatic. I thought, I'm going to come back today, tell the crew, we're in automatic promotion, here we go. Now I am seriously worried. We've had some solid performances. Kalina and Di Marino are doing fine as the chosen one players at defence. As is Yaya, it's just a picture of consistency. However, it's higher up the pitch that we're starting to struggle. Condello is having his worst season for us yet. He's only scored 6 times, 2 assists, he's hardly contributing. And our boy Ruti, he's dropped off from last season massively. The only shining light is Marco Moretti. We managed to keep him after the transfer deadline, but now there's Premier League and League interest along with arch rivals Roma and this guy. And the positives, with Capone, the youngster who came in January, will be a great right wing back. Following another loss to Spezia, it was definitely time for this tactic to get freshened up, otherwise we're not even going to get in the playoffs. So I created something that looked like a jigsaw when you drop it out of the box, and pieces were everywhere, but I did abandon, finally, the 3 at the back system. And although we didn't play great with it, we did start to get a couple of results, and even Condello started scoring again. But to be fair, our run-in was very kind and we played all the teams in the relegation spots. We had to beat Vicenza to confirm our playoff place. We used the wobbly formation, and you can tell they had no confidence as we took the lead early, but I can't emphasise this enough. We started scoring goals, but we were still playing horribly. And this is going to be a weird statement, but we just got the worst 5-0 win I've ever had. We were absolutely toilet in this match and beat them 5-0. I mean, if I was in charge of Vicenza, I would be smashing things. So that closing run with a load of clean sheets meant in a very strange season we gained our best Serie B finish ever, finishing 5th, just 6 points off automatic promotion. That run of games immediately after selling Guasson has cost us automatic promotion. So I don't know what to say. The formation, I am not in love with it. I just wanted to try and get a formation that would get the best out of all the players that I'm using. For example, Parejo, he's not a good fullback at all. He's more of a winger. So I'm just banged him in as wing-back attack. We brought Sulaj in to play central midfield attack because he wants to bomb on. He's got the traits for it. He's scored 3 times. And I've even moved Ruti, our top scorer and striker for the past 3 seasons, out to the right to get Moretti playing higher up the pitch. And to be fair, Moretti's last 3 games as deep line forward, you can see there, he's scored 3 times and his average rating's been 8th every time. But as a team, we are not playing well. There is no future in this formation. I'm just trying to see if we can disrupt the playoffs. And in the playoffs, in the first round, we will face Catania. Now, Catania finished 8th. It should be a good draw, but as you can see from the matches this season, 2 draws against them. And both of them, they absolutely battered us. They should have beat us twice. However, that was with the 3 at the back formation, so maybe this 4 at the back version will catch them out. And it's still vital we get promoted because it's happening again. Do you remember when these lot took over, 2 months ago, and the balance was nearly 2 million? We're now in May, and it's sitting at just under 600,000. So if it carries on like this, if we stay in this league, we're going to be in the mud again, and the board might sell him. So into the playoffs, the first round is just a one-legged affair, and because we finished higher in the league, we get the home advantage against Catania, who did start better than us, to be fair. We didn't really get going in the first half, not a lot happened. In the second half, we started to dominate, but then they got a free kick.